What is happening, guys? Archiezzle here and welcome to another video. Archiezzle, hope you guys are having a great day. I know it's been a while. Today's video we're going to be talking about the 5 misconceptions about joining the army. When I say army, when I talk to people outside here in the civilian area, hey, you want to join the army? Have you ever thought about joining the army? What do you think about the US Army? They're always going to say these things. Again, this is based on my experience. Your list might differ, but it's pretty accurate in my opinion, and these are the stuff that people say here in the civilian side that I always hear. Misconception number 1. It is not like the movies. It's not like what you see on the shows. People tend to say like, oh damn, you're a US Army soldier when I walk outside in the malls or stuff like that, in the school. Do you fire your weapon every day? Dude, it's not like Rambo. You don't go like crazy every day. There's like a lot of different jobs in the army. It's not just because you're a soldier, you carry a saw with you the whole time and you shoot like crazy amounts of rounds and shit like that. People also think like, whoa, so you work like 7 days a week, like 24/7? The answer is no. Matter of fact, there's a lot of day offs when you work in the military, when you work in the army. You know, 4-day weekends, right? July 4th is coming up. So usually, it depends on when the holiday falls, but usually this is what happens. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, you are off because you're considered a federal employee. And the good thing about it is if you are stationed overseas, like when I was in Germany around 2011 to 2014. Obviously, we're outside of America, we're Okonas, so we observe the holidays in the States. And we also sometimes observe holidays in Germany. So we get like, on an average, at least 1 or 2 40 weekends on the whole month. So that's a lot of day off. And when you're in Germany, obviously you can travel. We work Monday to Friday, just like any other job, from 6:30 in the morning all the way to 1700. But it depends on what shop you work at, what office, what's your MOS. Because sometimes you might have to work shorter, or sometimes you might have to stay in longer. But it really depends. But on the weekends, you're off. You can wear civilian clothes. It's not like always the fatigues, the camis, the ACUs, the OCPs every day. You can wear civilian clothes outside. Misconception number 2. People think that it's so easy to join the US Army. It's so easy to join the military. I'm gonna touch up on this, but there will be a separate video actually explaining this. A lot of people think that, okay, I'm gonna go inside and talk to an army recruiter, and I get out of the office and bam, I'm already in the army. I'm shipping tomorrow. The next day I'm going to basic training, and the next week I'll be in Afghanistan or somewhere. It does not work like that. I repeat, it doesn't work like that. Okay? Comprende? Here's the thing. If you ever had a chance to speak with an army recruiter or any recruiters, they'll ask you, how old are you? Do you have any law violations? Do you have any medical conditions? Have you gotten in trouble with the law? You know, speeding tickets, DUIs, any crazy shit like that. And most of all, this is crazy. I know a lot of people will say like, whoa, this is easy. Why can't you pass this one? But a lot of people I know are struggling and they actually need help. Can you even pass the ASVAB and qualify for the job that you want? A lot of people think like, I want to be a medic in the army. I want to be infantry in the army. That's so easy to get. Believe it or not, it's not that easy. You have to qualify, and there's a lot of things that you have to meet. You have to meet these standards before you can even join the army, any branch of the military, and obviously get the dream job that you want once you get in. And yes, there are different jobs in the army. It's not just because you join, you're gonna do same shit, kicking doors and all that, unless you actually want to sign up for that. Remember when I said people think that when you join the army, it's kind of like the movies, it's kind of like the shows. It is not anything like Army Wives. That's too much. It's just to show people what they go through every day, like usual drama and stuff that happens to them, but it doesn't work like Army Wives or any shows that you've seen. Misconception number 3. Only dumb people join the US Army. I repeat. Okay, again, only dumb people, stupid people join the US Army. If you think about it, US Army officers, they have degrees. They finished a degree to be considered and qualified to be an Army officer. And to be an Army officer, you have to go through a lot of training. You have to be physically fit also, and a lot more screening. So think about that. In the enlisted side, I know a lot of people that got their degrees while in active duty, while in reserves, while deployed. Some people just decided, even with their degrees, to join the enlisted side because they want a specific job that they can't do in the officer side, or they just want to do something different and not too much about the officer side and actually get down and dirty with the Joes. So when people say the army is filled with dumb and stupid people. I'm not gonna say that's 100% true or it's a lie. There is always gonna be someone who's kind of like slow, or I'm not really gonna say dumb or stupid, maybe that's just how they are. But it doesn't mean that everyone in the US Army or any organization, there's always someone who decided to do this, even with a degree. It's just this individual is looking for something different. And like what I said, while in active duty, reserves, and deployment, yes, you can earn a degree also. I know I've been talking about education, and education is not the only basis to tell or see if someone's dumb or stupid. You can be book smart, but you're actually street smart. I have seen a lot of people in the army without degrees, but they are smart as fuck. And they actually scored super high on the ASVAB. It's just, I guess they're lazy or education is not their priority, but they actually made something out of themselves through the US Army. Next, misconception. People think that if you are in the army, you have killed or shot someone. I made a video about this before. I'll put a link somewhere or a screenshot. Check it out. It doesn't mean that if you are in the military, you have killed someone. Honestly, there's gonna be a point where you have to do that, depending on your job, depending on the situation, if you're trying to protect yourself. Personally, I have not done that, and that is a lie. And also, you don't ask someone about that, like just coming up to them like, have you killed anyone or shot anyone? That is just so tacky, and that is just so disrespectful. But if you want to really know my piece and my opinion about that, links will be somewhere in the screen or down below. Okay, so do not ask anyone if they have killed or shot anyone. Last misconception is people think that you carry a weapon all the time. That is so untrue, because when you're off duty, and again, it really depends on your MOS, it depends on your job, you won't be carrying a weapon with you at all times, because that is just not how it is. If you're a medic, if you work in a clinic or in a hospital, if you're a lab tech, if you're an x-ray technician, if you're human resource S1, if you're with the finance guys, or if you're at the motor pool, obviously you won't have to carry your weapon at all times. Probably if you are an MP and you're on duty, yes, obviously you have to sign out and carry your assigned weapon. But once you're done with your shift, you turn it back in. So you don't carry weapons at all times. But during off duty, if you really love weapons, if you really love your guns, it is possible to own one. Just gotta get through your chain of command, depending on the situation, if you live on post or off post. If you want to store it somewhere, you have to go through some people, you have to go through a few offices to get the clearance and paperwork for that. But you don't carry weapons at all times. Well, that's it for this video. I hope this video kind of helped you guys about clearing some misconceptions about the US Army. These are just the random top 5s that I usually come across here in recruiting, especially being in California. If you have any more questions or anything that you want me to cover, please leave a comment down below. And what other misconceptions do you come across? Active duty personnel, future soldiers, and veterans that watch my channel. What misconceptions do you usually come across? Post it down below. Let's start a conversation. And if you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up to help the channel grow. Subscribe to get notified whenever I upload a brand new video, and hit the bell icon to be part of the notification squad so you do not miss anything. That is it for today. Archiezzle out.